Welcome everybody to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. I hope the music isn't too loud. We're going to talk about Moldavite today, but first of all I'm going to show you 3 pieces of brand new Moldavite that have come from my beautiful collection from Maliclum and then sent directly to Bali, that were mounted in roll gold and then sent back here. So I'll just show you these 3 beautiful pieces. I've got some weighing scales and a light to show you them, but there's the 3 pieces. So I'll show you more in detail. Here's a beautiful cap fitting in the shape of a pyramid, which is absolutely beautiful. And it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous slice. And if we hold the light to it, it's probably better here because it's quite a thin piece. When I say thin, not as thin as you would think, but even so, when the light gets on it, it's ultra light. So if I just hold it there, you can see, God, there it's super light, right? What a beautiful piece. Gorgeous. And there's also a hole in this one too, which again is very natural. You can see it there. Very natural formation. Gorgeous. It's a perfect example of a piece of Moldavite. This I would grade as grade A. And I love the cap setting. I think it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I've got my weighing scales, so let's just weigh it. This one's 6. Beautiful 6 grams. That's beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay, so the second piece is a lovely, beautiful piece. Again, it's cap setting. Remember, it's rose gold and it's rolled rose gold. So it's been dipped 3 times. So underneath that is silver, sterling silver, and all of them are hallmarked and stamped MB collections, so you know that they're genuine Moldavites from Maliclum. Really beautiful piece that. I could wear that myself. Oh, I've got one on already. So let's have a look at that. Oh wow, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow, that is so beautiful. The inclusions in there are gorgeous, typical inclusions, the air bubbles which are elongated, they're all in, it's just beautiful, a perfect example. I'd probably grade that one again at a grade A, but very high. Grade A is very high grading, so that's beautiful. And let's weigh it, shall we? What does this weigh? The other one was 6, this is 7. 7 grams, beautiful, lovely piece. And last but not least, this really unusual specimen, gorgeous. We have a T-bar finish, again in rolled gold, dipped 3 times, really beautiful rose gold. And look at it, look at the shape, let me just turn it for you. Beautiful, really nice. Consistent of a beautiful natural piece. Look at the splendidness of that colour there. That is gorgeous. And as you can see, there's kind of cloud formations and anomalies in there. I'd probably grade that at grade AA. It looks pretty spotless, really, in quality. Yeah, no, I'd grade that at double A. So, yeah, nice 3 pieces. Let's weigh it. That one is 6.4 grams. So all round about 6 to 7 grams. Really nice pieces. So there you go. I shall put them on the website this afternoon. And if we can bear with the noise, let's talk about Moldavite in a bit more detail. Today and yesterday, maybe the day before, 3 messages came in through markbajerski.com, where we sell hundreds and hundreds of genuine Moldavites. The message came in, one gentleman, a lady, and also another younger lad went through a very similar process. So this might kind of, bother people. It's the truth, and I'll speak the truth from now on instead of just, calling it negative energy. What we have right now in this world is more of an opening of negative energies, which I consider to be otherworldly energies, which don't belong here, that should never have been here, coupled with the energies that are already here, which are trap spirit and so on. So we have more entity, more negative energies. We've got attachments. We've got heavy demonic energies all around us all the time. Why? Because the world has been made to kind of open their arms to bad energy. That's why people are getting more angry, people are getting more sick. Sickness normally comes from your feelings, which are determined by either joy, which is health, or sadness, or bad negative energy, which is absolutely connected to sickness. So there's more sickness, more illness now than ever before. This morning I spoke to two ladies I bumped into. Both of them mentioned their family has got cancer. It's everywhere now. So it's more important now we understand why. So I'm not here to sell Moldavite. I'm here to just tell you exactly what the process is. So these people, these three people who got angry with Moldavite and took it off, my attunement to that is that there is something attached to them, whether it's within one of their chakras, whether it's attached to their back, whether it's just in their energy field. There is an attachment. So there is no reason at all why you would put a piece of Moldavite around your neck and feel angry unless there's something happening within. Now, if you're listening and you sent a message, the good news is it's not you. It never was you. That anger isn't you. The anger is the attachment. So whatever's inside you is very similar to parasites, right? We all have parasites and they fight to stay in our body. And as soon as you put something good in your body, as soon as you start to kill them, they will fight back, and then you will blame the very thing that you put into your body to kill them. You'll say, oh, this is really bad. No, it's not really bad. What's really bad is that you've got tons of parasites, and your parasites are now doing everything they can to fight back. And your mind is saying, oh, it was the drink I took, or it was these that I took, and they're making me feel bad. And now I've stopped taking them, I feel okay now. It's very similar. Spiritual is very similar to the physical. So basically what's happening here is when you put a piece of Moldavite on you, you will know quite quickly whether you've got attachments, whether you've got dark energies and things that don't belong and shouldn't be there. And if you put it on and you start feeling violent, angry, and things start to go wrong and everything just falls around you, it's normally because you've got attachments. And the reason why I've never talked about this before, because I didn't want to scare people, but we have come to the point now that we need to recognize this more than ever. I used to call it negative energy, but now we need to call it out for what it is. The portals have been opened. CERN, the disgusting CERN, have opened the portals and they've let in things that should not be a part of our body and our world. And we see every day. We see the anger, we see more sickness, and that's what they feed from. These attachments feed from sickness. They feed from you being sad, angry, fearful. That is like a toxic soup in your body that then sickness itself, the physical sickness, can just live in harmony in there. So you're going to get more sickness, you're going to get cancer, you're going to get illness in your body because of that. So if you are a happy person and you're filled with joy and love, you find that those people really do have a more healthier and physically healthier lifestyle without much trouble, not running to the doctors all the time. They're working on themselves and they fully understand that if there's something wrong with themselves, that they're going to clear it, they're going to work on it. It's very hard when you don't see entity and attachment. It's very hard to see, but if you forget trying to look for it and trying to feel it, feel what's going on inside you. If you're getting angry for no reason by putting a piece of green stone on you, why are you getting angry? So let me explain why that happens. There's something about certain crystals, not every one of them, but some of them. Let's just stick with Moldavite. Moldavite has a unique frequency. And that frequency is kind of like a disruptor. to anything that is or should not be in your body. So it will attack in the sense of sending frequency, and then your body will start to become a more toxic environment for negative entity. But your actual body is healing and it's getting better and stronger. And because of that, the entity is going to fight and get angry, and it's going to possess you into losing the plot. And it's going to convince you that it's the Moldavite that's causing the issue. If you look back on my videos over 20 years, you'll always hear me say, and I never talked about this, I only said, if you're not feeling good, if things feel, and you start going a bit doolally and things like, just keep it on. Just keep wearing it. And the reason why I say that is because as a healer, for 20 years, I've witnessed people who have gone through that transformation of having attachment for it to go. Now, as a healer, we can clear that away much quicker. Entity can be cleared away very quickly if you're a good healer, right? But, so I can visually see it when I put a piece of Moldavite. And why did I always go for the Moldavite when somebody had an attachment? That's a great question. That just instinctively, that person needs, I put it on the third eye because they were attached up here, or it might be the solar plexus or the heart or wherever it is. People say, oh, they don't attach to the heart. They attach anywhere to the body. It moves. It can move. So you put the Moldavite on and you give the healing session. It's gone. They keep the Moldavite on. Never did I get anybody who said this is dangerous after a healing session. Never once. One lady came back to me one day and said, oh, this Moldavite's dangerous. And I'm like, why? And she says, because somebody told me. And I said, but you're wearing it. Yeah, I know. But she said, it's dangerous. Yeah, but you're wearing it. How do you feel? I feel okay. But I said, there is no buts. They're just putting fear into you. Okay? It's not dangerous. And I said to her back then, that the reason why that person's saying that is that they can't wear it because they're not strong enough, meaning that they're weak in the fact that entity has basically taken over them. Just like the young entrepreneurs on here, the influencers screaming that they've got a Moldavite on and it's caused chaos in their life. Now you know why. They have attachments. So attachments are very, very common. And everybody thinks that, oh, this is, no, it's very common. So a lot of the times you can have thoughts that are not your own. A lot of the times you can be going for something that you know you shouldn't go for, but you want it and you need it. It could be sugar, it could be cakes, it could be cigarettes, it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be buying another handbag. And these are all connected to attachments, low vibration. As healers would say, there's something missing inside. And normally what we mean by that is that you are not fulfilled because something is hijacking you and it's doing it deliberately. So that's, I'm not saying in all circumstances, but I would, if I was sat here with a few healers that I know, they would say, come on, Mark. And I'd say, well, you know, let's just be open about it. There might be a possibility that that person is a dark energy anyway. So they're just dark, full stop. And they don't come from the same place as you and I. They might look like us, but wherever they came from in the cosmos, they're a different entity. So that's why they behave the way they do. Absolutely, that would be my conclusion to that. But I'm talking about those that are kind and caring and loving and just want to get on with life, and then they wear it and then all of a sudden they're screaming, saying this is awful and throwing it off. Now you have maybe a different perspective of Moldavite, and maybe it might make you think a little bit, and maybe you might go and meditate under a tree or wear it again and see what happens. And now you've got another piece of golden nugget of truth, of wisdom, that now you can start to see it, start to feel it and say, is this me? Whereas before you just thought it was the Moldavite. Is this me that is fighting, or is this the entity that's fighting? You know, you've now got a little bit of an alternative understanding. I would call it truth. But again, not everybody is going to fit into that category, but I would say 90% would. So that's why I've always said, look back on my videos over 20 years, I've always said, keep it on. Just keep it on. Why? Because I've never seen anybody, when left on for months, ever come back and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm not wearing it anymore, blah, blah, blah. It's this. They've always said, oh, I'm all right now. When I met them, I says, oh, how's the Moldavite? It's fantastic now. I wear it all the time. Or I'll meet somebody and they're wearing a Moldavite and I'll say, oh, do you remember when you rung me up and said that Moldavite was dangerous? And blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm so glad I kept it on. I've never heard anything bad of somebody keeping it on, because they have, the ones who kept it on thought through. They became brave enough to allow whatever the entity was to just say it doesn't want to be here anymore, and it's gone. And one day you wake up and you feel yourself, and that's what normally happens. And then you say, oh, it's gone now, that feeling's gone. It's like, not gone, it's the entity that's gone. It wasn't a feeling, it was something that was residing inside you and feeding from you. And do you feel happier now? I've never felt happier. I feel joy. I'm adventurous. I do things like, okay, cool. So the Moldavite helped. I never said that you had attachments, but I always knew you did, because it wasn't important, because I didn't want to put fear into you. I don't want to put fear into you, but I know sometimes when I've got something, something doesn't feel right. Why? Because I've just been around somebody that, had attachments, and sometimes, just like nits, they can jump onto you if your energy's bad. That's why, don't want to lose my voice again. Last night was a long talk, and so yeah, it's just like nits. But the thing is, with nits, it can only jump onto you if your terrain is what it wants. So I guess if you're with somebody who has entities, attachments, and really heavy energy, you don't listen to them, you just feel them. You can feel them. And if you start feeling bad, if you start feeling low, if you start feeling fearful, then that entity that's attached to your friend is now manipulating you to change your energy so that it can just jump straight into you. Or the entities that are attached to them might be 1, it might be 10, it might be 50, they'll just come straight to you. This might sound like a load of tosh. That's why I've never talked about it. I haven't talked about it because there is a saying in the healing world that, teaching a child Einstein in a day is impossible. And it's like sharing something that people just don't comprehend is a waste of energy. But there is a but now. We are seeing far more sickness. We are seeing far more people getting crazy than we've ever seen. And we need to acknowledge that there is a possibility that it's because CERN opened its monster machine, and it created frequencies that opened this world to allowing very dark entities into this world, and I'm talking millions, to attach to people. And that's why the world is changing. It's getting crazier. It's becoming more unbelievably insane. What are they doing? What's the government? What have they just said? What are they just doing? Because they know that they can do it now because of the attachments to a lot of people. And it's easier because if you've got attachments, you ain't going to fight for truth. You ain't going to fight for love. You're going to fight for selfishness. You're going to fight for greed. You're going to fight for power. You're going to fight for me, me, me. But when you're free from attachments, all you think about is wanting to help and create and make good in this world, and honesty. These are some things that you can think about, or you can just dispose it and think of it as nonsense. I don't actually care. I just want to share with you what I know to be true. And I'm not here to convince you, and I'm not here to say go and buy Moldavite. I'm just telling you, this is the experience as a healer, what I've been through. And from the clients who send us messages, it's easier for me to make a video like this and share it with you through me talking. And you can feel, if I'm full of shit, you can feel it. You'll know if I'm full of shit. People know when people are. Just go and listen to some politicians. You'll just know. You'll feel like they're speaking but saying nothing. They're speaking and saying nothing. So you feel it. Is this truth, this video? That is for you to decide. That's for you to feel. And if you are working with Moldavite, if you are somebody who threw the Moldavite aside, then hey, you might want to put it back on, and hey, you might want to go through a little bit of a challenge, and it might take a while because the Moldavite isn't a super energy that will just instantly get rid of everything, but it will start to work, and it's like a wave that kicks into the body and starts to heal the body, so it makes the body more like a temple, which means that dark energy don't want to be in a temple, it wants to be in a cesspit. So the Moldavite is helping you become a temple, and it helps you become stronger, and it clears negative energy, and it heals in so many ways. So that's my message today. I'm wishing you a lovely day, and if you are considering buying Moldavite, be very aware, go to your local crystal store. I would absolutely advise not to buy online unless they are real creditable sellers of Moldavite, and they've been selling for maybe 20-30 years. Other than that, just stay away from is it Etsy or Etsy or something like that, eBay, Amazon. You are absolutely flooded with fake Moldavite. And if you get a fake Moldavite and you put it on and you say, oh, I feel great, I feel fine, and you go, yeah, I'm stood there looking at it thinking, yeah, you can't buy that at 59 euros. I couldn't even buy that for 150. So sorry, you're wearing a fake Moldavite. So just be aware. But I also bought little pieces which are equally as beautiful to wear and still will create the same energy. Okay, so I've got little chunks like this, which are round about, I don't know, 90, 100 euros. And then I've got smaller pieces, which are around about 60, 70, and that's including free delivery. And this, there is no difference from this to this, because the energy that this kicks out is equal to the energy that kicks out. It's simply like a light bulb. It doesn't matter what size it is. If it shines out, a light bulb, whether it's small or big, it's the same. So just be aware of that as well. So there you go, simple as that. I'll link one link below to Mark Bajerski, markbajerski.com, and it will be to the Moldavite collection that I have, okay? And the one link that you'll click onto will be for the, let me have a think. So when you go to markbajerski.com and you go to the shop, if you scroll down, you'll see a lot of Moldavite, different ones to click on. So one will say Moldavite, one will say Moldavite grade A, grade AA, Moldavite museum pieces, and then there's so many Moldavites that are connected to other crystals. So like this. So these are trios. So you've got your Herkimer Diamond, Moldavite and Tektite, which is a great combination. But so just have a look. But anything with Moldavite will certainly work and help. So there you go. That's it. Have a lovely day. Take care.